I'll be the first one to say I'm rooting for James Gunn's DCU. I love James Gunn as a director and what he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy films, not to mention the passion and what we've seen from the Superman movie so far, including it actually being filmed kinda on location. I have immense faith in James Gunn. But where can he pull from? I understand he can pull from All-Star Superman. He could pull for other characters. He could pull from, for Batman, he could pull from the Red Hood, that trauma, or he could pull from the more fantasy elements of Batman. But for the wider DC universe, where does he pull from? Yeah, the comics is a good answer, but that's not my definitive answer. My definitive answer is the DCAU. Man, I love the DCAU. This is my definitive DC universe, and I just loved, with the exception of Static Shock, I loved every moment of this entire universe. James Gunn has the perfect blueprint here. He could pull from a universe that took everything I love about DC and wrap it all into a nice little package on live action. It can be a more epic version of the DCAU, and that's what I want to see from the DCU. I want to see a more epic version of what we originally saw in the comics. I want to teach people what makes Superman the symbol of hope, what makes Batman, rather than being this dark symbol of vengeance, this person who's an example of how to use that trauma for a good purpose. Batman is not supposed to be vengeance. He's supposed to be what peak human performance looks like, with someone to the fullest extent of their willpower can do. And honestly, I want to see that, and the DCEU did that perfectly. With Superman being a symbol of hope, not some arrogant, angry person who kills. No, I want to see him pull through every single time and not kill his enemies. I want to see him be that symbol of hope. I want to see a character like Green Lantern show that willpower, show why he got chosen for that ring. Or a character like The Flash be that nice, jokey character that everyone loves. But yeah, I'm just for my reviews, and let's talk about the DCAU and how DCU could use it. So I'm going to say this real quick. What is the DCAU? The DCAU stands for the Detective Comics Animated Universe. Nerd emoji, I know. And basically, it's just the universe they made from 1993 to 2003, if I remember correctly. It started off with Batman the Animated Series, then went to Batman the New Animated Series, Superman Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, and Static Shock, and Batman Beyond. Not particularly in that release order, but that's kind of how the universe went. Superman in this universe, and all the characters in general, are a lot more goofy. Now, this is one thing I kind of don't want them to pull from. Mind you, I want more serious DC projects, but at the exact same time, it's there are some things they can pull from this universe. First up is fantasy Batman. For the past 3 or 4 Batman adaptations, we've gotten a serious Batman that has really been grounded, and I like that. Let Matt Reeves cook with the Batman 2. But James Gunn, my message to you, man, is please make Batman a more fantasy-oriented character. Add Dick Grayson and Nightwing. Have Batman face off against villains like Killer Croc and Clayface. Don't make Clayface like some random actor who has trauma. No, just make him an epic clay monster like Arkham City where we can fight him. I want to see this more element fantasy version of Batman, the Batman who could do anything but nothing but his willpower. I want to see the Batman that punches Bane and knocks Bane out. I want to see the Batman and the Joker that steals all Batman's money and then just gets shot in the eye. I know that isn't a great comic story in general, but I want to see that more animated fantasy version of Batman. And this universe did it perfectly. Mind you, he's a little goofy in this universe. He smile. I want to see Batman smile. I don't want to see Batman with all this trauma and all this sadness inside of him. I want to see Batman who is legitimately happy, who actually found his place among the Bat family. And yeah, I want to see Batman move on from that personal trauma. One storyline I would like to see is an adaptation of him forgiving Joe Chill. It was retconned recently, but something called The Three Jokers. Basically, there were 3 separate Jokers that all embodied one of his personalities. And although this comic book sucked, the plot line about him Batman basically saving the person who murdered his parents and moving beyond that, and finding solace when the guy dies and saying he forgives him. That's what I want to see, man. I want to see Batman move on beyond his parents' death, and I want to see him evolve into a better character. I want to see Batman grow beyond that trauma. But that's not the only thing. Another thing I want to cover is The Flash. The Flash, this universe in general, DCAU, really took The Flash for me and made him my favorite character. He's goofy, he's funny, he's the heart of Justice League. He's the reason they didn't turn evil. He's the light. He's the one that keeps them honest. Or he's one of the two people that keeps them honest. I love to see what I would prefer Barry Allen. I know people prefer Wally West, but I want to see Wally West grow and become the Flash throughout a few movies. But maybe within like 3 or 4 movies, we can see Wally West become the Flash. I want to see Barry Allen, and I want to see Barry Allen be this good, hopeful, bright detective who doesn't have to deal with Batman dying or saving Supergirl. I don't want to have a Flashpoint paradox. Mind you, I understand this universe has to be a little more serious than DCAU, and that's what I want. But I want to see a more fantasy-oriented Flash, a more fantasy-oriented DC universe. Have a storyline where the Flash goes up against Zoom with Batman on the cosmic treadmill. Have a storyline where they face up against the Justice Lords. Just have those goofier storylines, man. I love the Flash, and this is I think that Zack Snyder in general did an okay job with the Flash, in particular like his early years as the Flash. But I want to see him move beyond that goofy, like, not goofy, but early nature of him. And I want to see him mature. Good example being that Christmas episode where he helps the villain out. And we never see this guy commit evil again, by the way, in the show. Flash legitimately helped his villains in the Justice League Unlimited TV show. And I know, pulling from cartoons, cringe, nerd emoji, clown emoji, I don't care. I want to see the Flash be, honestly, honest, good person. But, like, I want to see these fantasy versions of these characters. I want to see the Flash go up against... I want to see the Flash, like, go try to save Batman. Batman punches Reverse Flash. Like, that's such a stupid storyline, but I want to see something like that in the DCU. I want to see this fantasy element. I know I keep repeating that, but that's the point of this video. I want to see that little sprinkle of fantasy that DC Universe usually has that people really forgot about. I'm not gonna lie. DC's been too serious the last 15 years. The last time I remember a really good, silly DC project was like Teen Titans back in 2000. That's not fair, actually. I would say, yeah, Teen Titans was the last time there was a really fun, goofy project. But yeah, no. The next one I want to pull from is Superman. This is the one I think I'm the most hopeful for, because he's the one that was wronged most by James Gunn. Mind you, Batman was wronged. Batman was, like, killed. And I don't know if I'm going to try to link it in the description. His recent interview about Batman and how he wants to make Batman kill is just so egregious to me. It's awful. But Superman is not supposed to be this dark symbol of injustice. He's not supposed to turn evil. He's supposed to fight against that evil. There's a reason why the universe where Superman turns evil is a hellhole. Because Superman is not supposed to turn evil. He is that bright symbol of hope. The S stands for hope, and people forgot that. People think Superman is this god, and everyone's been trying to copy that, whether it be Homelander, Omni-Man, like all these gritty universes trying to create an evil Superman. I'm honestly, God to honest, sick of seeing it. I'm okay with Omni-Man, and I'm okay with Injustice Superman, but Homelander and the others really don't interest me anymore. I want Superman. I want Superman to team up with Supergirl and Brainiac. I want to see Lex Luthor create Metallo and him fight Superman in the streets. I want to see Superman and Lois Lane have a God to honest, good romance. Another universe I want them to pull from is the other DCAU at that. If you didn't know, there was actually 2 DCAUs. There was the old one and the newer one, the movie one. Although I think they could pull, although I want them to pull from the fantasy elements of the DCAU, the old DCAU, the new DCAU, I wouldn't mind them pulling some elements from that too. Mind you, to a lesser degree, but that'd be pretty cool. That version of Superman was, God to honest, great. Whether it be in Death of Superman, whether it be in any of the other movies, Justice League, like, this version of Superman was pretty good. I think he was a little too gritty, but this is, if you want to do a slightly less fantasy-oriented, yet you want to pull for some fantasy elements, the movie DCAU universe could honestly work incredibly well. But yeah, I just want them to pull from these two universes. I want Superman to show that humanity he has. I want him to come up, show these superheroes why the symbol is here. Why are superheroes here? They're here to protect. And I want them to differentiate them from Marvel. And honestly, if I'm being dead honest with you, they're taking steps towards this. They have the Fortress of Solitude. They're filming in the snow. The new symbol looks great. The suit is probably going to look great. They're making a Teen Titans movie. Overall, they're trying to get what the fans want, and I'm happy to see that. But yeah, no man, thank you guys for watching this video. Incredibly short video. I just wanted to talk about the recent. What inspired me to make this was I started watching Batman the Animated Series. I also read the interview recently with Zack Snyder, and that was egregious to me, so I had to make this video. Just a bit to take away points. I want a Go Fear Batman. I want a Batman who's more fantasy oriented. I want a Flash who is more jokey. I want a Superman who symbolizes hope. And I want a Justice League that's here to protect, not here to destroy. But yeah, I feel like this video, I'm going to link my Flash video. That's the perfect video for this. And I'm also going to link my Breath of the Wild video, because I put a lot of effort into that, almost a full month of effort. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for taking almost a 3-week break at this point. I need a break. But yeah, thanks for watching.